welcome to Group B. As I have now decided, I'm going to splice these in many different little episodes, and then after I've done it, then I'll do the knockout on all that stuff all in one. Because I at least want to get at least this work I've done. Actually, I actually will say it. I actually get it done. So whatever. I should have done this sooner, but things like this room is an absolute tip. It needs sorting in it, right? My God, am I lonely? But loneliness means nothing when you are talking about sports. And sports I am, and I'm talking about Group B. Canada, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Qatar, and Switzerland are in this group. Canada, again, have qualified automatically as they are the host. They've only been in the World Cup two more other times, starting in 1986, and the other one back in the last World Cup in 2022. However, they've been grouped both times. They have never won a World Cup game, so maybe in this group they could probably do it. I don't know, they've got a good chance to at least win one game. Bosnia and Herzegovina have made it to one World Cup back in 2014, back in Brazil, where they got grouped, losing out to Nigeria and Argentina, but they did win against Iran. To qualify in this World Cup, they came second in their group, sending them to the playoffs with the second round of European qualifiers. They managed to just beat Wales on penalties, coming back just right at the end and getting a draw, which then led to penalties. And then they had to face a very, very, very confident side, Italy, who were so confident they couldn't be bothered. They started smack talking and then lost on penalties, making Italy their third time in a row they've not been in the World Cup. Next is Qatar. They've only been in one World Cup, and that was the last World Cup where they hosted the entire thing, and it definitely wasn't a pain in the butt. They became the first home nation to lose their first game in a 2-0 defeat against Ecuador, and as I said before, they were grouped and they didn't win a single game. But to be fair, they had Senegal, Ecuador, and the Netherlands. They managed to qualify for this time by winning their group in the fourth round. So they were sent to the fourth round after were coming either third or fourth. I can't remember which one in their third round, and then topped their group in the fourth round by beating the UAE and drawing against Oman. And then finally we have Switzerland, who have made it to 11 World Cups starting in 1934, and the best performance was in 1934. 38 and 54 reaching the quarterfinals. They also hosted the tournament in 1954. I should probably say that the 1934 and the 1938 quarterfinals didn't really mean too much, because in those World Cups, it started in the round of 16 because there were only 16 teams. So 54 sounds a lot more interesting. The Swiss lost to Portugal in the round of 16 in their last World Cup, but to get to this one, they won their group to qualify, winning 4 and drawing twice. Now, with that all out of the way, let's talk about the calculator, the match days, the fixtures, as some may say. So, here we go. Canada versus Bosnia and Herzegovina. Now, there's only one team here that I feel it's going to probably just rinse this group, and it's not them too. Canada. I should get up the foot mob again. Canada and Bosnia and Herzegovina play on Friday at 8 o'clock UK time. I won't be able to watch the first half because I will be at work. My life is constant suffering. Oh, I got brief insight. Match insight. Both teams bring 8-match unbeaten runs into their first ever meeting. We'll hit more than you know. This is their first time meeting, which, to be honest, is not too much of a surprise since Bosnia and Herzegovina haven't been that old. They broke away from Yugoslavia, if my memory is correct. So in their last 5 games, you know that thing about Bosnia I just said? Well, they drew the last 5 games. 1-1 against Panama, 0-0 against North Macedonia. The 1-1 against Italy, but that was a win in penalties. 1-1 against Wales, but again, penalties. And then a 1-1 against Austria, which are a very, very tough side. Canada have drawn 1-1 against Republic of Ireland. They beat Uzbekistan 2-0. They drew 0-0 against Tunisia, 2-2 against Iceland, and 1-0 against Guatemala. Bosnia are very... I feel that, if anything, Bosnia will not concede a lot. I feel that they're very tough in their defense-wise. I think this game is going to be a 0-0. 0-0. Either a 0-0 or 1-1, or like a last-minute 1-0 victory for either side. I think Bosnia have more of a chance to win than Canada, but that's because I think their attack may be a bit stronger than Canada's defense, but I also think that Canada's attack is probably... I feel that these two are kind of even. Now, a game that's not even is Qatar versus Switzerland, where I think it's going to be a 4-0 victory for Switzerland. I think Switzerland may be too strong for Qatar. Switzerland versus Bosnia and Herzegovina, though, this one will be interesting because I believe it will be only a 2-1 victory for Switzerland. I think Bosnia is not going to be as much as a cakewalk as Qatar is. Qatar are ranked 55. I know that they've got some of a decent... They've got some of a decent side, and they have strengthened since their World Cup. But I think Switzerland will rinse them. But when against Bosnia, Switzerland will just kind of... I think they'll just kind of be more on the defensive. They'll score the first 2 goals, and then like the last 10 minutes, Bosnia will score a goal, and then pandemonium will kick off, and then it'll just end. Canada versus Qatar. Qatar have never won a World Cup match. And same with Canada. I feel this will break one of those times, one of those records, and I think it will be Canada winning 2-1. I'm going to go with another 2-1. I think Qatar probably has the strength to probably score against Canada, but I think Canada will probably win. Switzerland versus Canada. Switzerland are kind of already through. I think they'll just try and keep it concise. I think it'll be a 1-1. Yeah. Bosnia and Herzegovina versus Qatar. That one will be a 1-0 win, I think. I think that will be a 1-0 win. Okay, so calculate that now. My predictions are Switzerland to top the group with Canada in second, Bosnia and Herzegovina in third, and then Qatar at the very bottom. Meaning Switzerland and Canada will go through. Canada will probably... that will be their best performance for Canada, getting out of the groups. Yeah, I think that's it. And I think that is good. Yeah. I think that was good. I think we just go on to the next group, which is going to be more interesting. Kind of, probably.